Cool. Can you just give me a thumbs up, everyone, if you can see the Mumentum slide there? Awesome. Cool. So thanks for joining us, Super Mums. This is the fourth time we've done Mumentum, which is an info session that's, completely tailored for mums. And what we are aiming to do is just help you guys with the goals that you have, whether it's physical, financial, time, anything to do with health. And the reason that we're all on here is because we really believe that, you should be able to achieve your goal, but also maintain it 365 days a year. So we're going to be sharing our stories. There's 4 of us mums on here that have had our own transformations and journeys. So really excited to share that and a bit more information about how we got there. So whether you're pregnant, breastfeeding, just a busy super mum, super woman, you may not have kids, you may be wanting to fall pregnant in the next, in the near future, there's some information that's going to just help you tonight, but also don't feel afraid to ask any questions to whoever invited you onto this call tonight as well. So just before we do get started, I just want to make sure that we are all clear on the disclaimers. So we don't claim to cure, treat, diagnose or prevent any diseases. We're talking about food and just really looking after yourself here. And of course, we love to help mamas on maternity leave and just women in general be independent financially as well. And have a bit more time freedom. But, any income that you earn with this company, it does depend, of course, on your skills, time, ambition, and commitment, like anything in life. So I first just wanted to take you through my journey and introduce myself a little bit, just so you know who the random woman is speaking. So my name's Jess Salams, and about 3.5 years ago, I wasn't in a very good place at all with my health. That's my picture, before and after picture there on the top left-hand corner. I was living off caffeine, guys. Holy dooly. I had so much coffee every day. I'd stacked on a ton of weight and I was at my heaviest. I went an entire summer without going to the beach because I just was so, self-conscious of my body. I just wasn't in a good place. And a good friend of mine introduced me to this program, and I was aiming to lose 5 kilos and I lost 8. So needless to say, I was pretty happy and just did not need the coffee anymore, had so much more energy and had a really good experience. But then my goals totally changed. Like, obviously great to lose some weight and be able to keep it off. But then I went down the track of my fertility journey, and my husband and I, we tried 3 different fertility programs, and then eventually we actually did IVF. So as you can imagine, my health was so freaking important to me. Like, everything I was putting in my mouth, I was just quite anal about and really wanted to make sure that I was nourishing my body and giving it the best possible nutrition I could. And then we were blessed with my little boy Theo here. So during my pregnancy, it just was awesome to have nutrition that I knew was, doing the best thing for my body. And then now as I'm breastfeeding, I'm using the same product. So, I've been through sort of the whole journey of motherhood using these products and being on this journey. So I'll go into a bit more about that when we go into the products, but that's just a little bit about me before we continue on. So I want to just start by asking you, what is your normal, and does it allow you to live your ideal life? So my normal used to be relying on caffeine for energy. It used to be feeling sluggish, not feeling confident, always doing bad diets that just were not maintainable, doing the latest thing, lemon detox, body, you name it, I've tried it, and feeling really frustrated all the time. So, just to have a think about what your normal is like in your physical health, but also finances and time. Are you happy with, how much time you get to spend with your family, and, are you stressed about in those areas of life? we're going to go into that a bit later. So like I said before, this isn't a quick fix. It's about, getting to your health goals, getting to your lifestyle goals, and maintaining them 365 days a year. So Isagenix is the company that provides solutions to all of those areas. So firstly, with nutrition, which is awesome. Secondly, with your mindset, which is really important. And that's really how you're going to get to maintain your goals, achieve your goals and maintain them long term, is your mindset. And then also accountability. Everyone knows, you get a few buddies together, you do something over, 16-week challenge, and it's always going to give you an extra boost of motivation. So Isagenix is just amazing because they help in all those three areas. And that's really why you see people get results and be able to maintain them long term. So the vision of the company is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. So it's a pretty epic vision. Like, the fact that the company has such an incredible vision inspires me every day. But I also love just those two key words, physical and financial pain, because as mums, people sometimes don't like talking about money, but the fact of the matter is, as mums, it's really important, to us to be able to spend time with our little ones and, not be stressed. We have enough stress on our plate to not have to stress about finances as well. So the product range that we'll go into does not have any artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. I think it's really important to just mention that I was, as I mentioned, quite strict with what I did put in my body when I was pregnant, and now breastfeeding. That's why I am just so glad that I have Isagenix in my life. It takes out a lot of hassle. So the three products I'll go into basically talk through the three areas of the program. So nutrition, stress, and cleansing. So the Isoline shake is, I don't know about anyone on here, I had a bit of a hang up about the word shake. But what it is just a really, really densely nutritious meal, or you can use it as a snack. It's up to you. And it tastes delicious. It's really filling, but more than anything, it has you'd have to eat about 2 plates worth of food for the nutrition that you get in one shake. So obviously, as busy mums, I mean, some days, to be honest, it's like a struggle just to blend a shake for 30 seconds. But thank God it only takes 30 seconds, because honestly, you need to really think about time when you are trying to, be good with your diet and put a lot of nutrition in your body. It's got protein, carbs, good fats. It's got a lot of extra things like pre and probiotics, which, we don't often think about. So they're really a pillar of this program. The second part, like I mentioned, is cleansing the body. So we are just exposed to so many toxins in the environment, with, what we put on our face and our body, our makeup and everything, what we eat, the, pollution in the air, even when we hop in the shower, what's in our water. So, our liver and kidneys alone, they do a fantastic job of trying to get out the, the first bits of like the impurities that they come across, but they often are overwhelmed and they don't have then the energy to also help us with that stubborn fat, particularly around our midsection, the fat that really protects our organs from toxicity. So it's really important to cleanse your body. You have a shower on the outside every day. It makes sense to, occasionally shower on the inside. So cleansing is phenomenal for energy, weight loss, just pure general well-being. It's not something that you do if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, purely because your focus is more on flooding your body with nutrition. But also there's been no studies to show whether cleansing is dangerous or not. So it's not something that we recommend for breastfeeding or pregnant women. But when you are in the stage to be able to use it, highly recommend it. It is amazing, and you feel like you are on some sort of drug. You feel amazing after a cleanse day. Ionics is the third pillar, like I mentioned, the stress component. So, if your body is producing cortisol, it's really hard to shed weight. It's also not great if you're working out and going to the gym a lot to have a lot of cortisol running through your body. It's a beautiful product to have to help with sleep as well. And it just basically, the easiest way that I describe Ionics is it's kind of like Pac-Man, going through your whole body, figuring out what you need and addressing it. So if you have it first thing in the morning, it's going to help you pep up, and it's like having a coffee in the morning. If you have it just before you go to bed, it's like having some sort of lovely herbal tea, and it will help your body to unwind. So it helps your body deal with situations as well. And honestly, it's a lifesaver if you work long hours as well. Again, it's not something that you have if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, but it is something to consider if you're a busy mum. Sorry, just a bit of a teaser there. Before I continue, I thought it would be good to hear from another mama, someone who's had beautiful, beautiful journey with Isogenics. So I'd love to introduce Yasmin, who is an occupational therapist in New Zealand, and she's mum to a beautiful 1-year-old daughter, Harper. So Yasmin, would love for you to share your story, my girl.
Cool. Thank you so much, Jess, and thank you for your time organising this.
Oh, pleasure.
All the mamas and all the mamas been on. Thank you so much. I'm always like privileged to be speaking on these things, but I'll quickly share my story and get into it because I tend to waffle. So so before Isogenics, I'd never been like super fit or conscious about what I was putting into my body, like beautiful Jess over here. She's so good. I was kind of just going with the flow, like not too worried about what I was doing. Grew up in a household that had soda and fizzy drink in the fridge, chips in the pantry, biscuits on tap, so my habits weren't very healthy growing up. And then when I got married, I took those bad habits into my marriage, and oh man, I don't know what happens when you get married, you just kind of stop moving as much, I felt, and I put on all this weight. So I was like, oh my goodness, and it was such a contradiction to what I was teaching and educating people that I worked with. So I was teaching my clients how to be happy and healthy, but then I wasn't really looking after myself. So it was time for my own intervention, I felt. And so I was introduced to Isogenics by one of my best friends, Steph, and that was 2.5 years ago now. She took me to one of her Super Saturday events that Isogenics held, and I just saw all these people getting amazing results. So people that were getting losing all this weight, they were building lean muscle, they were feeling better now, like in their 40s than they did in their 20s and things like that. And I was thinking, fire out, that's amazing. And then also, not only that, but their bank accounts were healthier. Like, the financial transformation for a lot of people really amazed me. And so I thought, hey, well, maybe that could be me. I could get healthy and I could, create a little income for myself as well. And so I started the products. And the first month I lost 4 kgs. The second month I lost another 4 kgs. And then it was December, so Christmas was coming, and I was like, crap, like I want to eat my Christmas ham, I want to eat like pavlova, scorched almonds and things like that. And I was like, how am I gonna like fit this into my lifestyle around that time? And it was amazing. I just went into a maintaining phase, and I lost another 4 kgs over Christmas, over December. So I was like,
wow,
stoked. Yeah, I was so happy. And so that was kind of testament to me, like, Isogenics can work with you in your lifestyle. It's not like this crazy like diet that you have to stick to. You can make it work for you. And so that happened. And then after those 3 months, I actually got to a point where I was getting my products paid for. So just by using the products, loving on them, and then sharing that with people who are already like interested in getting healthy and looking for something more, I was able to get my products paid for, which I was stoked about. And then for another year, I maintained that 12 kg weight loss. And that was just testament to me, like, hey, Isogenics isn't a one-hit wonder. This is something that can help you keep your gains and your results. So it was great for that to happen for me too. And so then, sorry, I'll keep going, moving along. So then I fell pregnant a year later, and I had a really great pregnancy. Like, I worked up to 36 weeks pregnant full-time as an occupational therapist. I was exercising, and I was so grateful for the nutrition that the bars, the shakes, and the replenish gave me, especially because I was getting so tired working and things like that, and I still wanted to exercise because I wanted to get my body like strong and healthy for this pregnancy and things like that. And I had a great pregnancy, so I was so grateful for that, and the birth was great as well. Then after terrible at breastfeeding, I got super sick, and I had mastitis like every other week. I don't know if many mums have had that, but man, it was just like death, eh? And so I was extremely grateful for the nutrition that was provided in a convenient way through the shakes and the bars, especially as well, because man, it's hard when you're that sick. It's like hard to even function, let alone look after a newborn. So I was so grateful for that, and so since then, got back on track and started sharing with people again and trying to slowly build my business back up. And it's been really cool because I think like we think about health insurance and like life insurance and car insurance and things like that, but we don't really think about an income insurance. And when I lost my income, being the full-time breadwinner in our family at that time, I was like, it was a bit of a shock, and I was just so glad that I had something like there that I could lean back on. I felt Isagenix was great for that purpose, and to have that security behind me was cool as well. And so it's also like something that's made me feel better about that as well, and taking a lot of stress off. So I'm just so grateful for like what Isagenix has given us, my good health. Like me and baby are both in good health now, and we've got a little savings going, and I feel like I've got a lot of purpose because I'm still at home a year later. Like I do not want to go back to work. I do not want a boss. But I get like you have to sometimes and things like that. But I was just like, man, I don't want to go there. And I'm just so grateful that I have like something to keep me progressing and moving towards. And I think that any mum can do it if they want to put the time and effort in, and that you should just give it a try if you're looking for something health-wise and you think Isagenix might be the one, because it may just transform your life. Thank you, Jess.
Wow, yes. Far out. Thank you so much. You have such a beautiful story. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. And like you rightly said, we just don't think about income insurance, do we? And I had no clue. I'd never really put thought into it before that I would lose my income like completely. I didn't realize that it's only 14 or 16 weeks, whatever it is that the government give you. So it really is such an awesome, I guess, support for us to have that as well. Hey guys, just quickly, do you want to just mute your line if you're not sharing, just so there's no background noise? So we'll just continue on. So there's a few different packs that you can start on. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, these are the products that are seriously going to be your best mates. So, like Jasmine said, the bars are amazing. The shakes are really good at, flooding your body with the nutrition. If you are breastfeeding, you're probably going to be up in the middle of the night snacking and feeling like your stomach is eating itself. Trust me, the snacks in there that are healthy and you know that you're putting great stuff in your body are lifesavers, like the slim cakes and the fiber snacks. Replenish, really good for making sure that you're hydrated and giving your body electrolytes. So they've just been a lifesaver. They're always in my nappy bag. So this is what most people start on, as well as some whey thins, which are just some other little snacks. So that's what you would start on if you're starting on the pregnant or breastfeeding pack. There are a few different packs, but this is the main one that most people start on for weight loss. So if you're not pregnant or breastfeeding. And it really provides you with the majority of your food for the month. So what most people do is just basically replace what they're spending on 2 meals a day and snacks, and then it's just a redirection of your grocery costs, and it's not going to cost you anything extra. So that's what you can have a chat to the person that invited you on this call tonight. There are a few different options, but they're the two that most people start on for those different goals, for those different stages. And so a normal day on Isagenix looks like this. You'd wake up you'd have probably a shot of ionics in the morning, a few vitamins, and your first shake. They're delicious. I make mine with lots of ice and I eat it with a spoon, and it's like having like ice cream. I know Yasmin likes it like that too. My second snack, then mid-morning, I have a snack, just anything healthy really, or some of the snacks that Isogenics provides. Lunchtime, you'd have just a nice, healthy, balanced meal, veggies, good carbs, and lean protein. Healthy snack mid-afternoon, and a shake for dinner. So you can have your shake for either lunch or dinner. Again, this is if you're not pregnant or breastfeeding. This is if your goal is weight loss, energy, you're just doing a normal Isogenics program. If you were pregnant or breastfeeding, you'd have 2 meals, and your 2 shakes would be for breakfast and for a snack. So you still want to be getting them in, because there's just seriously so much goodness in them, guys. Like, you definitely want to be still having 2 a day, but because you need more calories, because you are either growing a little human or you're feeding one, then you need to have more calories. So there's a few other packs. So this just shows, there's an energy and performance one as well. But what I think is really important to point out is there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you don't like the products, you're not going to be out of pocket. You can seriously send them back in empty containers and they will still give you your money back. So, that is something that really, when I got started, it was something that I was quite happy about, because I was like, well, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to lose any money, so I may as well give it a shot. So good to know that. And it shows how much Isogenics stands behind their products too, that they, give that guarantee. So, sorry guys. I just wanted to then share a few other stories from healthy mums and their bubs. We've got 2 other incredibly inspiring women on the line. So first, I just wanted to introduce the beautiful Tammy, who is mum to Talon, who's 8 months old. She's in the Northern Territory, and she's a nutritionist and naturopath. So it's really interesting to hear her journey. She's also an incredibly fit mum. Oh my goodness. I shall reveal her photos now. So Tammy, take it away.
That's an awesome introduction. Thanks, Jeff.
Such a hot mama.
You can come again. Clearly, I'm only one that's in the top end of the country at the moment, because I'm wearing not many clothes. It's disgustingly hot all of a sudden up here. But anyway, thanks for having me on. I very much appreciate it. So I guess in terms of my story, I've always, the bottom pictures were before I got pregnant. The bottom left ones was actually when I was I think I was 12 weeks pregnant. I did my last big triathlon at that point. I don't think I told you that before, Jess, but anyway. I've always been fairly fit and interested in terms of nutrition, but I did yo-yo my weight quite a fair bit in terms of over the years bouncing with maybe 1 to 3 kilos, and I could never really control it no matter how fit I was with my exercise. So a friend of mine introduced me to the program and basically daredeviled me to complete the 30 days. And I wasn't interested, I don't know how long, probably maybe 3 months, 4 months possibly. So anyway, I finally gave in, and she rang me at the end of the 30 days and said, do you need to return your product with the box that's pretty much obviously still full? And I'm like, no, I've used them. I'm actually considering a second month. She fell off her chair. So I thought I had found everything that I could do myself as a nutritionist and naturopath. I thought I had all the answers, but just wasn't quite getting there. And all of a sudden I implemented this system, and my results with my trainers were quite outstanding in my muscle recovery. So I was really quite impressed with how different these products were, and how my body was obviously assimilating the nutrition so much more effectively. So obviously the left pictures was the day before I popped, or a couple of days before I think I had Talon, and the pictures on the right, I don't remember exactly, but they're a few months after. It didn't take me very long to bounce back. So I guess the products of the most amazing thing that I found through pregnancy and breastfeeding was I had horrendous morning sickness for the first 22 weeks, and I was vomiting every day and had to take pretty significant doses of medications just to get through the day and get through work. So the only thing that I was able to keep down actually was a shake for breakfast, which was really strange because it was milk-based. I didn't think I'd be able to tolerate it, but thank God. because all I felt like, which was disgusting, was fried foods, and I didn't want to put that in my body, but it's the only thing I could keep down apart from the shakes. Go figure. After 23 weeks, I could have whatever I want, which was amazing. And then through breastfeeding, I have a child that's like a demon, and he eats 24/7 pretty much, and has done from the get-go. And I have shakes at 3 o'clock in the morning from the day he was born, basically. Still, I have I use the straight protein one before I go to bed, and then I also have another shake at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I have my breakfast, which is a monster smoothie, and then continuously eat through the whole day. So I found these products are an absolute godsend when I'm now working full time and I have a husband away weeks on end with an 80, and I'm on the go all the time. And this is just the best thing because it makes it so much easier.
Love it. And yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned before, if you're either growing human or feeding one, you definitely need more. And it's so good to know when you put products in your body that you're actually not just eating empty calories, it's giving them the best nutrition as well. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing. Such a hot mama. So next up, I wanted to introduce the amazing Heidi McCallum, our guest speaker tonight. So Heidi is a busy mum of 3 beautiful daughters, the youngest being 9 months, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the oldest 6 years. So very busy. She is incredible. She's had, obviously, as you can see, a beautiful transformation, but she's also cumulatively earned over $1 million with Isagenix, and she just inspires her team like no one else. So would love to hear your story, Heidi.
Hey guys, well, my youngest is 7 months and my eldest is 7 years. Actually, about to turn
there you
8.
go.
So I've been having kids for far too long now. I really need to stop.
You've earned your long service leave.
Oh, I'm done. This one's done me in. But yeah, I began Isagenix almost 5 years ago now. In October, it'll be 5 years. I just had my second baby, Lan. What's her name? Nautica. Told you I've had too many kids. And I was doing what I'd always done to lose weight. Now, I'd been that girl that had always struggled with her weight since she hit puberty. And, you know, so I cut calories, I cut carbs, I increased my exercise. I really punished my body and nothing was happening. So I'd seen this friend who I'd actually met on like a mother's forum, and she was doing this silly shake diet called Isagenix. And I just waited for her to put the weight back on. I waited for her to fail. And after around 3 months, she was just looking incredible. And she had all this energy. And I was like, what has she got? Like, I'll have to give it a go. Knowing that Isagenix gave me back my money within 30 days if I didn't get any results, I was prepared to then kind of invest the money in myself. And I really, by that stage, I'd realized that I needed to invest something. I needed to do something different because clearly what I was doing wasn't working. So, you know, I put it on a credit card, which, you know, I didn't have the money to buy Isagenix. That was another objection that I had. But again, I was like, she built belief in it. I was ready to give it a go, you know, and money really wasn't an issue. Of course, I could come up with the resources to do so. So I did, and I ordered my first 30-day pack, and I just had phenomenal results. I lost 27 kilos within a very short period of time, and people asked me what I was doing. And at this stage, I wasn't prepared to tell them because I was feeling so amazing and I was looking like the best I'd looked in my whole adult life. And I just didn't want to give away the secret. But eventually my friend said, look, you know, you can get your products paid for. And at that stage, my husband was working 6 days a week. I was working 56 hours a week. I had kids in full-time childcare. They were always sick. And, you know, we were not making ends meet. We were going back further and further and further. So the idea of getting products paid for and to have my food or groceries paid for was quite appealing at that stage. And I'd really built belief in the products because they worked. So I did start sharing just really accidentally and organically, you know, my mom, my friends, you know, my sister, and all these people started to jump on board, having known me and watched me, and they trusted me. And before I knew it, my products were paid for. But fast forward 12 months into that, I was able to leave nursing. 13 months later, I was able to retire my husband. 14 months later, I was able to buy us a new family home. And so for the last 4 years, I've really been building this business. I've got 25,000 people within my downline now. I'm really passionate about freeing families, not just mums, but, I often hashtag full-time family, because my kids, they are so lucky. They actually have no idea what it's like for parents to go to work. Now I work, so don't get me wrong, I work very hard, but I do it around my kids and around my family. So I'm at soccer training, and I may be on my phone and doing my work, but I'm present in the home. And so is my husband, and we travel. I think my kids have been to 8 different countries. I've just then gone on to I was able to have another baby because I could afford the IVF, so I went through IVF. I was able to train during my pregnancy. I've been able to get the baby weight straight off. And and now we just, I haven't had to worry about finding childcare placements like I did with my others, because I don't have the pressures of going back to work. I have a nanny, we have some freedom. I mean, my life is just completely transformed from that silly shake diet that I thought all those 5 years ago. So, that's my story. That's where I am now, which is I'm still on the journey. I'm still taking the products. I'm still training. I'm still trying to be a better version of me. I'm still helping people get on the products. I'm helping other families build a business through the means of Isogenics, and the residual income is just incredible and freeing and amazing. So that's my story.
It is. Thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate you being on the call tonight, Heidi. I'm going to just whiz through the next slides, guys, because we've only got 2.5 minutes remaining. But like Heidi mentioned, and our other speakers tonight, inevitably people are going to notice your results. So it's just having a think about who do you know that might benefit from perhaps starting with you, that might have weight loss, energy, sleep, stress, financial, lifestyle goals. Most people do start with a few friends for accountability. Much more fun if you start with a few partners. But yeah, you can also get your products paid for or build a really amazing and rewarding business out of this. So I did a video on it. You can speak to whoever invited you on this call tonight for a bit more information. But yeah, it is an option to actually make it into something really beautiful, really big, and build your own passive income with this company. So can get some more information on that from whoever the beautiful person was that was kind enough to invite you on tonight. So I just want to leave you with this question. So I started by saying, what is your normal, and to have a think about what your normal is. Are you ready to redefine what your normal is? So are you ready to take action, whether it's physically with your health goals, whether it's mentally with your mindset, whether it's long term, you've been doing these crappy little quick fix diets that never really stick, or is it financially? Is it time freedom that you need, or is it more income? So if you're ready to redefine your normal, have a chat to whoever invited you on tonight. We would love to help you. There's such a beautiful, supportive community. So reach out, and hope you mamas have a fantastic Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to stop the recording.